And now we'll bring up Gervonta Tank Davis as
Ooh, that's dangerous. Yeah, that's dangerous.
The press conference for the highly anticipated rematch between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach erupted into chaos when Tank shockingly hurled a chair at Roach. The WBA lightweight champion brought more action than words, clearly fed up with the ongoing tension. The situation escalated after provocation from Roach and his supporters, who were scattered throughout the audience, stoking the
We don't care about none of that. Okay. This ain't never gonna stop nothing, no way. We go pay for it. I guarantee pay for it. I
what did you want to say to him?
He a front runner like everybody else that fought. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay.
So you said he's a front runner just like everyone else you fought?
Showing off for the people that's here. That's all he doing. Showing off for them. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's showing off. He ain't had none of this energy any other time. Now, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Tensions had been simmering since their first press conference, but this time, things spiraled out of control. Tank got into a heated exchange with Roach's fans, and when Roach tried to step in, Davis lost it and launched a chair at him. Security quickly rushed in as Roach's supporters threatened to storm the stage. Amid the chaos, Roach taunted, "I showed the world I can hang with you next time. I'm taking that belt for good." Davis, visibly irritated, snapped back, "You talk too much. Lamont, I'm going to shut you up for good." The verbal clash set social media ablaze, with fans now more eager than ever for the rematch.
It's always an electric atmosphere when you step into the ring. And once again, the last time you were in Barclays Center, you broke records. They're anticipating those records to be broken. What happens as Gervonta Tank Davis defends his world title again?
Same old, same old. I get the people what they want to see, man. Explosive knockouts and shit like that. That's what come with me. So
the drama didn't stop on stage. Backstage, Davis cornered Roach and threatened him, declaring, "I'm coming for you again. This time, no running. No excuses. I'm going to prove who the real champ is." Roach, unfazed, stood his ground, confident he could outbox Davis and take home the title. The tension was thick when the two faced off in front of a packed crowd at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Their first bout ended in a controversial draw, with fans and pundits questioning the officiating, while Davis's camp expressed frustration despite the draw. Roach's team believed he had been robbed of a victory.
What round was? You know when they start talking, when the people that I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'm gonna beat his ass and start talking. Y'all think I'm fighting? Not at all. Never. Nothing.
The lingering controversy from their first fight has only made the rematch more intense. Originally scheduled for June 21st, the bout has been pushed to late summer or early fall, giving Davis additional time to prepare. Despite the delay, both fighters are training hard for what's shaping up to be a fight for pride, legacy, and the WBA lightweight crown. Fans and fellow boxers reacted strongly to the conference meltdown. One fan remarked, "Gervonta Davis finally met his match. He's run out of intimidation tactics resorting to violence is embarrassing for boxing."
This man, you. Don't worry about this. They like this. They gonna treat you like that. They gonna treat you like that. Don't worry about that. So listen, what round would you like to? Would you ideally like to get him out of there?
The buzz is off the charts. This is easily shaping up to be fight of the year, one fan said. The press conference was electric. I'm definitely watching the rematch. Another added, this is gonna be a war. Davis barely escaped last time. Now he has to prove himself again. I'm rooting for Roach to win. A third chimed in. Davis will shut Roach down. Roach might be slick, but he can't match Tank's power. There's no doubt Davis will come out on top.
But shit, I'm trying to knock anybody else. I don't care if it was him, if it was anybody else. I'm trying to knock everybody else.
I ain't gonna knock him out the first fight.
Everybody in this room right now know what's going on. Come on, stop. Stop. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop. Stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna make it.
Another fan fired back. Don't count Roach out. He gave Davis real problems last time. His speed and agility had Tank flustered. I think he can pull off the upset. Tank's underestimating him, and that's a mistake. With both men hungry for victory, fans are bracing for an explosive showdown, one that can crown a definitive lightweight king. Even former opponents are chiming in, including Frank Martin, who had some surprising things to say about the potential winner.
With Roach, but what did you think about that fight? Like, did you think it was competitive?
Yeah. I think it was competitive. I feel like with them having I feel like the relationship that they got or they had, as far as coming up together and kind of knowing the same people, working with the same people, it kind of was more of the fight was more of like I feel like so Roach.
Frank Martin still hasn't forgotten Tank's ferocious performance when they clashed in 2024. While Martin had success early, Tank switched gears midway, stalking him relentlessly and landing a vicious left uppercut that left Martin dazed. One final clean shot sealed the knockout. That version of Davis was sharp, aggressive, and unstoppable.
Best fight they could possibly fight, right? Against Tank. He came out with his A game, boom. And I feel like Tank came in that fight not underestimating Roach, but more like we got history. I know what he liked, basically, but Roach is gonna automatically have more of a little spark because he tried to get that spot. And Tank probably just like, I know you. I'm gonna do what I want to do to you, or I'm gonna do what I've done to you. Because I know they fought prior, the fights might have been close or whatever, but
against Roach this March, Davis didn't look the same. Roach not only absorbed his power, but fought back, countering with sharp timing, and even backing Davis up. The fight ended in a draw. Though most fans thought Roach edged it, Martin believes Tank was too relaxed. He didn't fight with urgency. Roach brought his A game. Tank was chill, thinking it'd be easier. Martin told Fight Hype's Ron Goodall,
I feel like Tank fought that fight not like fully like trying to get off. I don't feel like, like he fought it more relaxed and chill instead of, really trying to get him up out of there. I think that he thought the fight may have been easier than what it was. And Roach did his thing. He took advantage of that. And shit, the fight came to a draw. But I think the rematch, honestly,
the biggest controversy, round 9, when Davis suddenly dropped to a knee after taking a jab. He ran to the corner, where his trainer wiped his eyes. Davis later blamed hair grease for blurring his vision. Referee Steve Willis started a count, but didn't call a knockdown or penalize the corner assistants. Martin wasn't convinced, saying, they always protect Tank. He knows the money's behind him.
It's gonna be a good fight still, but I think Tank may get him up out of there this fight. And even with the knockdown and all that stuff too, I know you probably was gonna ask me about that. It was a close ass fight. I feel like the draw was cool. But with him taking the knee, like I say, Tank. Like they gonna give it to their man. They gonna give it to the guy with who bringing in all of them.
Asked whether Davis fought harder against him than against Roach, Martin didn't hesitate. Hell yeah. He was way more locked in with me, according to him. Tank didn't respect Roach's power the same way. As for the upcoming August 16th rematch, Martin is still backing Davis. I think he gets Roach out of there this time.
Raw, but the rematch, I feel like Tank gonna do. He gonna turn up on this next one.
You think he was locked in more with you than Roach, or you think it was kind of
for sure? Hell yeah. I thought he was a lot more locked in with me than Roach. Roach a good fighter. Roach a good fighter, but I just feel like it was more. He was more locked in when it came to me. Just because
Martin is also open to fighting Roach and couldn't resist a jab at Roach's recent victory tour after their draw. I'll fight him, big head and all, Martin said. Meanwhile, Tank's old rival Rolando "Rolly" Romero also picked Davis to win, saying he believes Tank will adjust and dominate in the rematch.
If people want to discredit Tank, he's still a pound for pound fighter.
Yeah. What do you think about that fight that happened? You thought it was just off night, or
everybody has an off night?
Yeah, I definitely felt that.
I truly but that also didn't seem like just Tank in general, and is that Lamont and Tank's fault? And I will tell you this, Tank, I know for a fact, was sparring a 122 pounder, and that was the only person he sparred all camp. Literally all camp that he sparred a 122 pounder.
Was he tall at least?
No, he's shorter than Tank.
Bro.
Or him and Tank same height. Like I said, Tank wasn't really training.
Romero, who Davis knocked out in 2022, respects Roach for pushing Tank to the limit, but sees the rematch going Tank's way. He told The Ring Roach surprised everybody that night, but Tank's gonna come back stronger. He'll fix what went wrong.
Roach is a tremendous fighter, bruh. He's a really good fighter, man, dude. He beat Hector Garcia, and then he took the belt from him, and he came up, and I know he's a lot more durable and stronger at 135.
He's also seen Tank the most in previous fights before. Like they already had 2 fights, right? Yeah, so that's
everybody has an off night. Shit, I had a night with Cruz. Everyone has a night. Boxing.
You want to run that back with Cruz or what?
Maybe down the line.
Romero continued. Roach stayed composed and fought like a pro. But let's not forget, Tank is a 3-division champ, one of the best of our generation. He added that the weird 9th round moment, where Davis took a knee with no major punch, raised suspicions. If that was called a knockdown, Tank would have lost. Roach was patient, smart, and disciplined.
If anybody
2 fights,
Tank and Roach, they fought twice before in the amateurs.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they had history and they sparred a good amount of times and all that stuff. Yeah, but
so you think a rematch? Do you think this remotivated Tank? And do you think a rematch Tank just goes in and wins that fight?
I don't know, bro. We gotta see what like if it was a Tank tag.
Ryan Garcia is also weighed in. Speaking with East News, he said, "I got Tank. He thought it'd be easy, but Roach didn't fold. Now he knows better. He'll come harder." Having fought Davis himself, Garcia's prediction only adds more heat to the build-up.
What I seen in the fight, I thought Lamont won, and I think the commission does need to do something with that knee, because if they don't, then all of us are going to think we could take a knee anytime we want. They got to do something about it.
Right.
I mean, they did something about me. You got to do something about other people. Rules are rules, right?
Right.
It's I like Tank though personally, but a rule is a rule. You can't go and take a knee and then just expect not to be a knockdown. You can't get away with stuff like that.
When you say 1 foot in boxing and 1 foot out,
Garcia's comments sparked heated debate online. Many fans believe past opponents are backing Tank just to protect their own reputations. Shocker Stevenson told The Ring they know if Roach wins, it makes them look bad, like they couldn't beat a beatable guy. Stevenson expects another close. Fine.
Its Tank is a recipe for disaster, but it's low output, high accuracy. Good body shot there from Tank. There's another body shot from Davis. Straight right down the middle. Always a weapon against the southpaw. Lead left hook by Roach in the jab. Nothing there. There's a chopping right hand. Good punch from Roach. In fact, our unofficial scorer, Larry Hazard,